Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2.2 EX diesel. You can see here this finished in this beautiful passion red metallic. Looks absolutely fantastic on the car, and it comes with a really sought after light leather interior. Come around the vehicle for you. I apologise, someone's doing some hedge cutting close by, so there's a bit of background noise. I hope he goes away quite soon, but I don't fear he's not going to. But front of the car is lovely and clean, lights and lenses completely clear and intact. Bumper itself and bonnet, only the minor stone chipping which you'd expect on a car this age of mileage, but they are very, very light indeed. Near side of the car, very, very smooth in the panels there, lovely and clean. And then near side front alloy, absolutely beautiful condition. And panel work down the side again, all very, very clean indeed. Near side rear alloy, again, really, really nice condition. Again, around the back of the car, there's no excuses really, because obviously it's got parking sensors and a rear camera, so you would expect us to be knocked about, and it certainly isn't. Offside of the vehicle, as with the near side, really smooth on the panels there. Offside rear alloy, absolutely beautiful, marks on that at all. And then the remaining panels are really, really nice. Finally, just to come to the final alloy, again, all in top condition. So externally it's really, really nice. As I always say, there will be the odd tiny little mark or stone chip I've missed, so please do bear that in mind. So coming to the back of the car, absolutely enormous boots on these CR-Vs, nice and low loading height as well. But unlike so many which have been used for their purpose, this one has been given the lightest of use inside. The back of this looks pretty much as new. Obviously electric tailgate, you probably know on this model. Press the button and down she goes, works exactly as it should. Coming inside the car, again, as I mentioned in the boot area, the problem with CR-Vs is they tend to be used for family use, and that means they can be quite battered about in the back, whereas this one has been given, again, really light use. It's hardly been used much in the back at all. The leatherwork not only looks fantastic, but it's in really, really good condition as well. Front passenger door card, again as with the others, all the little recesses nicely kept. Footwell area is again very clean and tidy. Full set of original Honda interior mats on the car, and front passenger seat there, hardly been used at all. Driver's door card here, again really lovely. All electric switches there, the windows and mirrors, and obviously electric memory seats as well. Driver's seat again, all in really nice condition. The bolsters are really, really good indeed. So it's inside the car now, engine running through this section so the dashboard can be seen illuminated. And it all looks pretty much as new in here. It's in beautiful, beautiful condition. I'm just going to close the electric blind above, just so it doesn't glare off the screen there, but you can see sat nav's working exactly as it should. If you pop the car into reverse, that lovely clear gridded parking camera as well, all working exactly as intended. Everything is inside the car, by the way, all the buttons have been pressed and checked, but it's just how nicely it's been kept. It's wonderful. Coming across to the dashboard itself, just to pan in there for you, hopefully you can see 47,003 miles. No warning lights on the vehicle at all, and the steering wheel there with multifunction controls, cruise top right, information bottom right, and then you've got radio and other controls and hands-free features on there as well. Again, all working exactly as intended, but the video, in all honesty, doesn't do it justice. It's absolutely stunning in here. Just to quickly show you, owner's manual pack is here with the car, as is very importantly the locking wheel nut key. So finally, just to come under, another really nicely presented engine bay from Honda. These are fabulous units. Cam chain driven, no belts to worry about at all on them. Sorry, it's just got a bit breezy out here, so hopefully you can hear me. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2.2 EX diesel. This particular car is registered YT14FLD, and mileage at the start of the road test is 46,996 miles. The reason we do these road tests is essentially so that anyone that's looking at this car live online in an advert actually gets to see that very car in operation. We're very well aware that a lot of our customers come to us that aren't local to us, but in fact come from all over the UK and even Europe. So the least we can do is to go to the time and effort to do this for you. We know just how frustrating it can be to go and see a car which looks great in the photos and advertised, but when you get there and drive it, you find it's got an obvious fault, which is immediately obvious when you drive the car. So that's why we do the road tests. So if there's anything obvious that you'll pick up on, we can let you know about it before you come to us so you can make that decision. Road tests are done on these very quiet country roads close to our premises, so hopefully it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself if offered a test drive in the car. The car itself has been very, very well looked after, and it is immediately obvious when you drive the car because it feels incredibly tight and taut. It's cliched, but it is true. It pretty much feels like new to drive. Engine, obviously push button starts absolutely instantly, settles to a completely steady idle, and it just pulls beautifully through the entire rev range of the car. There are no warning lights on the vehicle at all relating to the engine or any other part of the vehicle. As I've only just started the car, I'll check the temperature gauge further into the road test of the vehicle. But as I said, it's the refinement of the engine really that's there's no getting away from it. Obviously it is a diesel, and that means in first and second gear you obviously know it is. When you get to the higher gears, far less so, because it's so smooth, so quiet on the move, that you could hardly tell you're driving a diesel at all. But unlike some cars, particularly turbo diesels, where they can be quite kind of, the power delivery can be kind of nothing, then loads, then nothing again. This has a lovely broad rev band which uses its power and torque through the entirety of it as well. It's just a lovely, lovely unit to drive. Engine then feeds through clutch into gearbox. Clutch on the car is absolutely perfect. Its bike point is exactly where it should be. Pedals lovely and smooth in operation as well. Gearbox of the vehicle, obviously a 6-speed gearbox in this day and age. The gear change quality is absolutely brilliant. It was on the last generation, but they've actually made the actuation of the gears even smoother, slightly lighter. But it's just, to get in a car like this where they've put so much effort into a gear change is remarkable really. The gear change is really short and throw, really accurate and very, very precise indeed. I just can't feel anywhere in the linkage at all. It feels absolutely exactly as it should be. Steering on the vehicle, basically wait for it to get straight. Track's absolutely bullet straight. I shouldn't do that on a corner really. Let's get around the corner in a second. Track's bullet straight. There's no vibrations at all coming back through the steering wheel of the car. But it's a very nice power steering setup as well, because what it is very accurate, nicely weighted. It's not overlight where the car feels kind of vague. Honda know this market very, very well indeed, and they do a very good job on this. And I can't feel anywhere in this system at all. Again, really, really tight and taut. Same goes for the chassis of the vehicle. What I'm looking for on these road tests is any signs when it hits a bump. You'll hear it hitting the bump, but there shouldn't be any kind of chatterings that come afterwards, or clonks, and there's nothing at all. Again, it's silent in that respect. But they got a lovely compromise between sort of ride and its handling, for want of a better expression. Pardon me. The setup is so that it maintains its composure very well indeed. It doesn't lean heavily into the corners, doesn't unsettle passengers unnecessarily, which can be a real issue actually, by the way, because we've got kids and they are predominantly family cars. But if your kids are kind of feeling nauseous in the back because of the the car's sort of tilting over and lurching through corners, it can make for quite an unpleasant trip. Just wait here a second. But that, you say Honda's, this is the best-selling SUV in the world, so it's obvious that they're going to do a good job on it, and they certainly have. So just accelerating away. I've got a car behind me, so I just don't want to upset him, because I'm going to give the brakes a bit of a shove in a second as well. So I'm just going to get up to the legal limit now, and he's far enough behind me. Give the brakes a nice shove. Again, what I'm looking for when you hit the brakes, especially initially, is there's no pulsing or vibrations coming back through the pedal, and there's nothing at all. It's exactly as it should be, so they're all fine. Looking around inside the car, these are beautifully made cars. Not a hint of any kind of interior creaks or buzzes or rattles. And this is real build quality many years down the line. I've said before in previous videos, it frustrates me when car magazines test brand new cars and say they're well built. Well, they might be when they're new, but that isn't to say that they're going to feel the same in 5 or 6 years' time. And that's where these Hondas are absolutely super. The interior is so easy to come to terms with as well. Very highly equipped, there's lots of stuff, but it doesn't faze you at all. It's very well done. Also, this two-tone interior is really sought after on the CR-Vs. A, it complements the exterior colours really nicely. B, it's really nicely done. You've got the silver trim, black, then the light underneath. But what it does is on summer days, the interior doesn't get quite so hot, obviously, so you don't get that really sort of baking hot seats. But on sort of darker days or duller mornings like this morning, it just adds a kind of a real warmth to the interior. They've done it very nicely indeed. Everything inside the car working exactly as it should, by the way. You can see the sat-nav is working absolutely perfectly. Sorry, I got a lady trying to come out, but there we go. Everything's working exactly as it should. Sat-nav working perfectly. Air conditioning pumps out absolutely ice cold air. Obviously you've got dual zone temperatures, side to side temperatures on these CR-Vs, which you can do. Heated seats working perfectly as well. All instrumentation, all the gauges, and by the way, temperature now been running for some time. It's running at a third, which is exactly where it should be on a Honda car. What it doesn't show is just the quality of the switch gear. All the switches have just a beautifully damped quality to them. Very high quality indeed. And again, this could be 20 years old and the switches will still have that same actuation. It's a tiny little detail, but Honda do them just so well. The steering wheel, by the way, looks and feels as new in hand. Obviously you've got your cruise control. Again, that all works exactly as it should. But it just feels like I'm just driving a car that's come off the production line. These are four-wheel drive vehicles, or this is the four-wheel drive version of it rather. Obviously again, Honda worked out rather quickly that the vast majority of people's driving will be in perfectly good conditions on perfectly good roads as we are today. So why have the four-wheel drive wearing away? Because all that effectively does is means you sort of get through your tyres more quickly, certainly use more fuel and put a lot more mechanical stress to the vehicle. So basically, there's no switches to press, it does it all for you. If you put your foot down, the front wheels start to spin, it senses it straight away and activates the rear wheels to give you four-wheel drive. It's seamless and it's smooth and it's wonderfully efficient. I've done lots of towing with caravans across some pretty muddy fields and never come close to getting stuck with one of these cars, and I've used many of them. Its simplicity, by the way, is also why it's so reliable. We've not so much as put a spanner on one using this system, and we've sold thousands of Hondas using this system. It's an incredibly efficient way of operating a four-wheel drive system. As I said at the start of the video, the point of these videos is just to basically let you know of any issues that might be on the car, and there's nothing at all on this vehicle. It drives absolutely beautifully. Having said that, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate, do give us a call.